because I was looking in a lot of different places, like a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of TikToks, a lot of like online articles, like am I, and it's like the only person that knows me and all of the tiny little intricate details that make me me is myself. I felt like I was, but then I was doubting myself constantly, like, no, but are you, and it's like I just had to trust myself.
I need you. Yeah. Small just a little bit. Try just a little bit.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you have never been here before, my name is emmatamsinhill. Thank you for joining me today. It's been a while, guys. I haven't sat down and filmed a video in so long. A lot of you will know if you've been watching my vlogs. I just recently moved house, so I kind of like just had some time off to settle in to the new flat, get used to life, and now I'm back. What better way to come back than to film this video? So if you follow me on Instagram, if you follow me on TikTok, you will have seen that I put up this video, I think it was at the end of April, basically like coming out, I guess you could say. And yeah, I had a lot of like people saying, oh my god, this is amazing, like congratulations, all of this stuff, and also like a lot of questions as well that you guys like wanted me to answer. And I thought, what better time than to do it in Pride Month? So today we're gonna talk about me being bisexual, answer some questions that you guys might have about it, but I'm also gonna do my makeup as well. So it's gonna be like an informal get ready with me, let's catch up, let's chat about this, and I'm gonna do my like recent makeup routine that I've been doing at the moment. So yeah, I'm so excited to be back behind the camera. Honestly, it's been a long time, but I'm happy to be here. I have a lot of questions, so I'm gonna try and get through as many as I can, and also just like do the basic questions that if any of you guys are struggling with your sexuality or, you know, confused, I can just tell you my story and then hopefully it might help you in some way. So I'm gonna talk through my makeup as well as I do it. I've already done my skincare. I've been thinking about doing a skincare video maybe. So if you wanna see like an updated skincare routine, I think my skin's looking pretty good at the moment. It's so warm today. I have my fan because the window is closed because it's so loud outside, because now I live in Manchester. It's no birds just tweeting outside the window anymore. It's the city. So we have the fan too. Hopefully it's not gonna get too hot. So for my primer, I'm gonna use a no problem primer. I'll try and talk through it as much as I can, but I'll list it down below as well, everything that I use. What made you realize you were attracted to women? We had a lot of this, like, what made you realize, oh, I'm actually bi, rather than just jokingly being into girls? You know, I might as well tell you guys my story on how I realized this about myself, made this self-discovery. So I have not always known that I was bisexual. I basically, sorry, I'm just, you know, foundation. I'm using the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. Basically, I've not always known that I was bisexual. Like growing up, it wasn't like, oh my God, I'm bisexual and I'm keeping it in the closet. It wasn't anything like that. I feel like I'm a very fluid person in general. So I never really, although I didn't really like think about dating girls when I was younger, like it was never something that was like off the table kind of thing. I'm very open to like a lot of things, and yeah, I just think I'm very fluid. This is something that came to my attention probably back in like 2018. So I was like 21, something like that. I basically like, it's something, I think it was something that I'd like been thinking about. But the thing about me is like all through my teenage years and growing up, I was very much like obsessed with boys. Boys like I was just obsessed with boys. So I was like, I think it was like because I used men a lot as like a validation thing when I was younger, like in order to feel beautiful and like feel desired. I just had boy goggles on, like I was just boys, you know what I mean? So women hadn't ever really like been a factor for me. I hadn't ever really thought, okay, let me date women, because I loved seeking out male validation. It took me a long time to overcome that, and I feel like now that I've like overcome a lot of things, this part of myself has like bloomed more, I guess you could say. But this wasn't something that kind of came to my attention until like 2018, and I basically met a girl, and we really like got on really well, and I was like attracted to her and she was attracted to me. So it's kind of like it came about through that. And then I kind of just like decided to like explore that part of myself, and we're still friends today, and I love her so much, and she's a good friend of mine and I appreciate her a lot. That I guess was like the first thing where I was like, oh my god, maybe I like girls. It's just something that I'd never really thought about before. I guess I'm lucky because I didn't feel any shame towards it. I definitely felt a lot of confusion because I was kind of like, what am I? Like, am I bi? Am I like gay? Am I pansexual? Like, what am I? And I was just very confused for a while, and I was like reading up a lot about different terms and stuff like that. That situation with that girl like kind of opened my eyes to like this part of myself that I hadn't really thought about or explored before. You know, from there we like kind of explored, I guess you could say. Like, she doesn't live near me, so basically like went back to my usual life, and I just went back to dating boys, and I didn't think anything about like dating girls seriously. In my head it was always a thing of like, oh, it was kind of like, I'm attracted to girls, like I would have sex with a girl, but like I don't know if I could be in a relationship with a girl. It was that kind of thing in my head, because I feel like I'm a very free spirit when it comes to like sexually or romantically, all that kind of stuff. I just went back to dating boys, and I just kind of labeled myself kind of like, okay, well maybe I'm just like fluid. I didn't know any label to put on it. I didn't want to put a label in it, so I was just like, I'm just fluid. So this was like something that I always kind of knew about myself ever since then. Oh my god, it isn't something that I kind of decided to explore until, you know, like the pandemic hit, and then I started therapy last year. So I did a lot of therapy, and I feel like I realized that I was like seeking out so much validation from men, and a lot of my romantic world was very male focused. Not just because of my own insecurities, like because of my like body image issues and stuff like that when I was younger. So I really like needed that validation from someone else. So then after I like kind of worked on that and realized that about myself, then it kind of like opened up my mind more to like, okay, like maybe I should start dating girls now. Like, I felt more comfortable with myself, and I thought the only way that you're gonna learn more about yourself, and the only way that you're gonna kind of understand this part of yourself more, because I was very confused for a long time. I was like, what, like I don't know how I feel like I need to kind of date women and stuff like that to know a bit more about myself. So then I thought, cool, let me start dating women. And by the way, I'm no expert. It's not like I've dated loads of women, like I really haven't. But I feel like I was very confused, and yeah, just confused for a while. So I feel like I can help you guys if you're feeling the same as me. That's kind of how I realized that I was bisexual. I think for a long time I kind of, I didn't know if I could, like I felt like I didn't know if I was like gay enough, or like if I liked women enough, or this, that and the other. And there was a lot of things going around in my head about like, okay, but like, could you see yourself like being in a committed relationship with a woman? Could you see yourself marrying a woman? This, that. There was a lot of questions in my mind, and I was like, oh, does it make me not bi? Like I don't know, there was just like so many questions. I feel like a lot of women, are really fluid. There was just a lot of questions in my mind about, yeah, like, am I gay enough and that kind of stuff. But then I just realized no one else can tell me about myself other than me. Like, I'm the only person that can decide, okay, yes, I am this thing. Yeah, I kind of just decided that I needed to trust myself more and trust my own intuition and trust my mind when it came to this thing. And I was like, yeah, like, I'm bi. There was never any like shame for me around it. It was just more so confusion. So it's not like I've been like keeping the secret from you guys for ages or something like that. But it's just something that I didn't feel the need to share until I felt like really comfortable and secure with myself. If you feel something, you're always allowed to label yourself that way. Like, don't let anyone else's opinions or whatever sway your own opinion. The opinion that you have of yourself is the one that matters the most, not ones that other people have of you. So if someone tells you you're not this and you're not that, if you think you are that thing, then you are that thing. So because like for ages back in the day when I was literally thinking to myself, oh, I can't be bisexual because like I think I only want to have sex with women. I don't know if I could like be in a relationship. It's like if I decided to myself that I'm bi back then that's what I am. Does this make sense? I started doing so much reading up and started doing like literally quizzes all the time, like, am I bisexual, am I this, am I that? And it's like the only person that needed to tell me what I was myself. This is so messy, can you see? Anyway, so yeah, because when you literally look it up, it says, you know, being bisexual is the sexual or romantic attraction to both men and women. So yeah, and the thing is, I feel like I'm gonna have some comments like saying like, oh, how come you think you're bi and not pan, and this, that and the other. And I honestly, I feel like I'm a kind of person like I will just love and be attracted to whoever. It's not like a thing of like, oh, I won't date trans people or anyone that's non-binary. I would 100% date trans people or someone that's non-binary. I feel like people recognize the term bi more, and that bi is what stuck with me. So I feel like that's the one I resonate with, but I'm not like ruling out other groups of people or anything like that, because I just date who I find attractive and like who I get on with and who I vibe with. By the way, this concealer, the Natural Collection Lasting Perfection, I did some work with them recently, and I like recently found this again. I used to use it so much when I was younger. It's so good. It is such a good concealer, and it's so cheap. I'm gonna do my contour, but for some reason it's like melting in the stick. This is the NARS. It's actually a NARS foundation stick, and I don't even know if they sell it anymore because I got it at Bicester Village, which is like an outlet place in England. So I don't even think they sell this anymore, but it's really good, but it's like melting everywhere. So I need to get something new. Did your mum and dad suspect at all? Just curious, as my non-binary 14-year-old is pan. I didn't suspect at all. I don't think they did, no. But the thing about my parents is they just know that I'm like kind of very much a free spirit, and I'm very grateful and lucky to be in a family where I did not feel any fear about like coming out to them, because I just knew that they were going to love and accept me regardless. And I know not everyone's families are like that, so I am super grateful for my family because they literally just want me to be happy with whoever I'm dating. This is how much I know my parents, like, not that they don't care, but like they don't really like, it's not a big deal. Because like the thing is about me, I just know, it's like with my friends, I didn't like come out to my friends. I just like started dating women and they were like, cool. Like I didn't really like come out. I literally just started dating girls or whatever, and my friends were like, okay. So because everyone just knows like I'm a very free spirit, do you know what I mean? So with my parents, I made that TikTok and like the one for my stories, it wasn't a big deal to me. I thought, oh, it's just going to be funny, and like obviously this might be like my coming out thing. It was actually like a funny thing to me, and I thought I can't post that online without saying anything to my parents. So I literally just sent them a text. Let me find the text for you. I literally just text my parents and I thought, hi. I put, like, we have a group chat. I put, hi, I thought I'd let you both know over the past few months I've discovered that I'm bisexual. It's something that was on my mind for a couple of years, but only recently started learning more about within myself. I know neither of you care. Did I just kick the camera? I know neither of you care, but thought you'd best hear it straight from the horse's mouth. I literally remember we were doing like the census in my house. And if you know what the census is, it's like you have to like answer all these questions about yourself. They basically like gauge what like the general public like does or whatever. So there's a question about sexuality, and I was doing it at my parents' house, and this is like back in like January or maybe February or something like that. And my mum was doing it for me, so she was asking me all the questions, and she was like, you know, how would you identify sexually? And it was like straight, homosexual, bisexual, and saying all this stuff. And I was like, well, you can put straight, but like, I think it's probably bisexual. And my mum was like, oh, really? And I was like, yeah. And my dad was like, no, wrong with that. So like, this is how I knew from ages ago, literally my parents wouldn't give a fuck. That's it. And like now when I talk to my parents, I don't think they expected it, no, but my parents are really open to it. And now anytime we talk about like me dating, my mum's like, you know, one day when you settle down and you find a man or a woman, it's very much like my mum is always dropping in the or a woman, and it kills me. So my parents are like, I'm lucky, my parents are very accepting. They just want me to be happy, whatever. I really fucking love this powder. It's the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder. It literally just looks so beautiful. It's so lightweight, but the shade range sucks dick. So Hourglass, sort the shade range out, because everyone wants to be in on this, okay? It's expensive, but it is so beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful powders I've ever used. Is dating women easier than dating men? No. I wish it was. It's not. I've only literally been on a date with like one girl. I haven't been talking to loads of girls, like just like a couple here and there. Obviously it's something that I wanna like do more, and then obviously like I can fill you guys in with more info. Like I actually don't know that much about everything. I haven't had a ton of sexual encounters with women, just like a couple. I don't think it's easier than dating men. You know what the thing is about dating women? It's kind of like you'll be like talking to a girl or like or something, and you're literally like, are we just like friends or is this more than friends? It's almost more confusing because you can't gauge if it's like just friends or more. And I find myself very confident and very like sexually confident with men, and with women I am not so much like that. Like I'm just a bit more shy. I think a lot of women, especially if they're bi as well, like and kind of questioning or haven't dated that many women before, they kind of are used to being like at kind of more of a submissive role, because obviously not all men, but a lot of men are more dominant than women. So it's like someone kind of has to take on the roles that of being submissive and dominant. So I feel like I've spoken to quite a few girls that are also bisexual, so I think they aren't used to being, I kind of have to step up and be the dominant one basically. But even that, like I'm so like sexually confident with men, like I'll be flirty and cheeky and whatever, whereas like I feel a bit more shy with girls. But I think over time, like it's gonna get better. How do you make that first step? I've been thinking about changing my Bumble to both, but I'm scared. Honestly, just go for it. Like if you're questioning, there is nothing wrong with like, that's the first thing that, I'm sorry, I'm trying to pick up a mirror. Okay, here's Miss Piggy. That is the first thing that I did, like change my dating profiles to like boys and girls. And people were like messaging me like, I think someone's made a fake profile of you, like you're on this dating app, and I'm like, no, it's me. Yeah, that's me. I think that's the best thing you can do, like literally just start chatting to someone and see if it feels nice or if it feels weird, or go on a date, see how it feels to you. The only way that you're gonna learn yourself more is through exploring and experimenting and just trying to learn more about yourself. So honestly, take the plunge, do it. There's nothing to lose, honestly. And all you're gonna do is learn more about yourself. A lot of people are asking me if I have a type or if there's certain tastes that I have like in women. And I would say like no. At the moment, like I seem to like be going for a lot of like girly girls. I just like bad bitches, let's be real. I like someone who's confident. It's like the same things in kind of in women, in men. Like I like someone that's confident, someone that's like driven. But I guess with girls, like looks wise, I don't know, like obviously you go for looks straight away, especially on dating apps, but I just like girls that like nice fashion sense. Yeah, I guess you could say like I kind of go for more girly girls than femme. I'm trying to learn the lingo, guys, please help me. I guess I kind of go for more femme girls than like masculine girls, but that's not to say I'm not attracted to masculine girls, because baby I am. But I'm just gonna go on this journey and we'll see what happens. But at the moment, I guess that's like what I tend to be, the kind of people I tend to be speaking to. A lot of people asking like, when did I first have feelings for like another girl and why and this, that and the other. And I feel like I've kind of touched on that already, but I also kind of want to touch on the things that like were going through my head in those moments. I think like the thing that made me realize, okay, this isn't just like a little fad or like a little fun or whatever, is like it felt different like with a girl, like emotionally and all over my body. Like I was so nervous. Like the thing is like I just don't really get nervous with men anymore. Like, but I feel like because it's gonna sound stupid, but like I'm like, oh, because I've done it so much, but it's like because I've like been with quite a few people and dated a lot of guys, I just don't feel nervous anymore. Like obviously I might get nervous if we're like gonna have sex for the first time or whatever, but I'm very sexually confident, which yeah, it's taken me, I'm gonna sneeze, it's taken me a while to get there. Like with this girl, like when I kissed her and stuff like that, I was so nervous, like my heart was pumping so fast, I literally had like tingles all over my body. I just knew it was different and I was like nervous, like a little kid, like a teenager. Like before I had my first kiss with a boy when I was like 15, I was so scared. It was like the same feelings that I was having, but like obviously with a girl. And I just knew, okay, this is something that I need to like think about. Do you or did you struggle with internalized biphobia? No, I didn't. And like I said before, like I feel like I'm in a really lucky position because my family are super open. I have a lot of gay friends personally, so do my parents. And I just feel like being gay has never been like a stigma within our household, and as well with my friends. I didn't feel any shame at all, which is, and I think because I'm quite comfortable with myself, that helped me a lot. So yeah, I am lucky when it comes to that sense. Anyone that is kind of struggling with internalize like biphobia or homophobia or whatever it is that you're dealing with in regards to your sexuality, I think like the main thing that helps is like knowledge is power. So the more you learn about yourself, the more comfortable you're going to feel with yourself, the less you'll judge yourself, and the more you'll be kinder to yourself. How did you feel on your first date with a girl? I want to date girls too. It was really good. Like, we had been talking for a really long time, maybe like 2 or 3 months, because obviously it's been lockdown. And it went really well, but at the same time, it's kind of like, there's still that little like thing in the back of your brain, like, are we just friends? Are we just besties? Like, oh, like, do we want to fuck? So it's still a tiny bit confusing, but obviously that's why communication is so important. And like, to tell the person that you're dating or whatever how you're feeling or what you're thinking and what you're going through, because like, not everyone is in the same place all the time. So it's important to like talk about this stuff. But like, it was good, and I'm excited to go on more. I don't know, like at the moment, guys, like I'm honestly kind of like on a break from dating, because I was just like getting sick of it. And you know why? It's not even the women, it's the men. It's the men that I get sick of. I'm like, fuck you guys, and they ruin it for everyone. So I'm kind of on a break from dating right now, but when I go back to it, I would love to just date more girls and explore and do all that good stuff. Was anyone in your life shocked when you told them you were bisexual? I really don't think they were, because everyone just knows like I'm just kind of, I'm not saying being bisexual is wild, but I mean like me as a person, I'm just quite, I've said this like 10 times in this video already, but I'm just very go with the flow, fluid, free spirit. I don't think anyone is surprised, especially my friends. They're not surprised with anything I do anymore at all. So also a lot of my friends are like dating girls as well. They might not necessarily like identify as bisexual just yet, but a lot of my friends are dating girls or are bisexual. So I feel like we're all kind of in the same boat, and it feels really nice now, especially since I've like come out like properly. I can talk to a lot of my friends about certain stuff, and it's really nice. And they're like telling me, oh, I'm going on a date with this girl, or I did this, and it's just, it feels nice. I feel like I might be bi, but how can you tell if you just like admiring women or if you like them? Love your vids. Thank you. For me, this doesn't have to be a thing for you, but like for me, I just found myself like wanting to do sexual things with women. I was having a lot of dreams, like sex dreams about women. So I think it was just on my mind. Like I've said this whole video, like I feel like just exploring those facets of yourself more, like asking yourself questions, like exploring with yourself, like maybe watching some kind of like girl on girl porn, seeing if your body reacts to that, if you react to that, if you like it, if you don't like it, going on a date with a girl, like all of these things. Just because you go on one date with a girl, it doesn't make you bisexual. Like, just don't be worried thinking, oh my god, I've been on a date with a girl, now I'm bisexual. You determine who you are and like what your sexuality is. Experimenting and exploring. How are you going to know about something if you don't, you know, try? So I will honestly say to everyone, just explore yourself and all the different parts of yourself, because you might come to the conclusion, okay, no, I don't really think I am into girls, or you might come to the conclusion, yes, I am. It might sound stupid, but how did you finally just know 100%? I think the thing is, I just stopped doubting myself, because I was going back and forth for a really long time about, okay, am I on? Because I really take this like seriously, because I don't know, I just kind of felt like, I don't feel like it's gate kept, but I just felt like once you say this is gonna sound bad, because once you say something, you can 100% take it back. Some people might say, okay, I think I'm bi, and then in a few years think, okay, no, I'm not bi. And that's okay, because we're ever changing as humans and evolving and learning about ourselves. But I think for a long time I was very much like, okay, I have to be 100%. But I just feel like I just had to trust myself and tell myself, look, I am the only one that has the answers to any of this. No one else knows me the way I know me. And I'm the person that, you know, gets to determine and gets to decide. A fucking article on the web is not going to tell me if I am or aren't bisexual, because I was looking in a lot of different places, like a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of TikToks, a lot of like online articles, like am I, and it's like the only person that knows me and all of the tiny little intricate details that make me is myself. So I was the only one that could determine if I was or wasn't bisexual. And so I was like, no, I feel like I am. And it's like, I felt like I was, but then I was doubting myself constantly, like, no, but are you? And it's like, I just had to trust myself. And it's not easy, but that's the biggest thing. And it's like, not even just with this, like in a lot of aspects of my life, I just had to learn to trust myself more. Do you feel that labels are needed, or should we just love who we love? I don't think labels are needed. I know I kind of have made, now I've put it like online, I've made a big deal out of it, but that was more so because I felt like I wanted, I don't know, I just wanted people to know, and that's okay. And I kind of wanted to help anyone else that might have been struggling with their own identifying themselves. So but in general, like, this is something that I've kind of known about myself for 3 years, and I haven't really said much about it. And it's because at the time I was very much under the impression and the guise of, I don't need to label myself. And for a really long time I just didn't label myself, and my whole thing was like, I'm just fluid, like I just date who I want to date. But then over time I was like, okay, I am going to choose to put this label on it, but I do not think anyone needs a label. And there's a lot of people I know that don't put a label on their sexuality, and that is completely fine. It's about what is comfortable to you, not about what makes other people feel better. Because as humans, we have this thing where we feel like we need to label someone. And like when someone can't be labeled, we like freak out, and like a lot of people, they can't handle it because everything has to have a label. It doesn't. Like in real life, like things don't need to have labels all the time. And you're often seen as like an outcast, or when people don't understand you and they can't put you in a box, they don't like it. A lot of people. I just think, don't let anyone pressure you into being put in a box. Like, you are the orchestrator of your own life. You get to decide how you want to be seen and how you want to identify. So don't let anyone try and put you in a box. Come in.
Is that a chicken?
Yeah.
I'm so hungry.
It's my housemaid Lily. If you not met her. Don't people think we're in a relationship? I'm doing a bisexual Q&A.
Plot twist.
Are you / were you scared about your first sexual experience with a woman? So like, I have had experiences before, and like experiences where it's like, it wasn't just me and her, like there was someone else, if you know what I mean. I don't feel like I've had like full-blown like relations with another girl, like just me and her, especially with someone that like I'm really like into. So I feel like now that I'm actually like out, I am kind of a little bit scared to like have sex, and I'm kind of just taking it slow. I'm not trying to rush into anything. I'm kind of trying to take it slow and do it with someone that like I'm like really into. So I'm kind of scared, yes, but it's not like I haven't kind of done it before, but it's like kind of like entangled, like I'm just kind of scared to do it now that like I'm out, because I guess I'm like taking it more seriously now. Do you feel more sexually confident with women? No. I am so sexually confident with men, and I don't feel that same way about women just yet, but I'm hoping like over time, and like obviously the more you do something, or the more people that I date, I feel like I'll get more comfortable with it. Because I think the main thing is like not knowing for me, like it's kind of like the fear of like, okay, I don't really know what I'm doing, and yeah, so it feels like I'm starting from scratch all over again. But I feel like eventually I will be more like sexually confident with women. I'm hoping so. If I watch lesbian porn, does that make me bisexual? No. People can watch lesbian porn and like not be bisexual. People are into whatever they are into. The only person that can tell you you're bisexual is yourself. So even if you are turned on by lesbian porn, it doesn't necessarily mean you're bi. Like, you might not want to date women, you might not actually want to have sex with women. You're the only one that can determine that. Just from doing, it's like, if a man has sex with another man, does that make him gay? No, it means he had sex with another man. Like, he is the only one that can be like, okay, I want to do this more. Like, I think I am into guys. Like, I hate this whole narrative of like, oh, you do this thing once and then that's you, like for life. Like, I could have sex with a woman and not be bi or not be lesbian. You are the one that determines this. And it's like, if you are into it and you want to keep on doing it, then maybe you are, but they're questions that you need to ask yourself. Girl, this is TMI, but I've been just, am I gonna answer this question? Girl, this is TMI, but I've been so curious about what oral sex is like with a girl that just looks banging. It is banging. It is banging. It's just like beautiful. Mwah. Love it. Love to see it. How to know when a girl is flirting with you versus just being nice in a social setting? I genuinely do not know. This is one thing that's like, you start talking to a girl and it's like, are we flirting? Like, it's something that I'm recognizing more now, and I'm like, are we flirting? So I honestly don't know yet. If anyone knows, let me fucking know, because I don't know yet. I mean, if I was obviously like say I went to like a gay club or like LGBT kind of establishment, then you would kind of know, because like, we're all here for the same reason. Do you know what I mean? But in like general life, I have no clue. It's just as confusing to me, girls, honestly. Have you slept with both men and women? If so, what have you found different about each? Now, I don't have like tons of experience with women, obviously, but I do have tons of experience with men. So I feel like the difference is, a lot of times that when you sleep with men, it's over like when they orgasm. That's like the end of the sex. And obviously sex with a man is very much penetrative, whereas obviously two women, we have the same parts. So sex can be anything. Sex can be, you determine what sex is. Sex can literally be oral sex. Sex can be using toys. Sex can be like rubbing up on each other. Sex is very, like I say, I've not had a lot of sex with women, but it's just different in a way of like, there's not really any end, like, you know, like there's no end in sight. Like the end with like men, it feels like, is their orgasm, whereas like with women, because we're like, we can multiple orgasm, it's like, when's the end? Who knows? We could be doing this all night. So that is like the main thing that I've noticed. I feel like it's very much like an exploring game, whereas with like men and women, like, okay, you know, this part goes here, this part goes here, this is what we're supposed to do. With women, it's like you can really do anything and just like explore each other's bodies. And I feel like when I do it more, I feel like it's gonna feel to me a lot more like intimate, like with a woman, because I feel like you are exploring each other's bodies a lot more. It feels like, I don't know, it feels to me, the impression I get is like it's a lot more like loving. Not loving, I don't know, it's just like, I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's like the impression I'm getting. When did you realise that it went from I think this girl is really cool / platonic to I fancy her? A misconception like with like being bi or something like that is that like, okay, you come out as bi and then it's like, oh, was you looking at every woman like romantically, sexually? It's like, no, like with my friends and stuff like that, I literally do not see them in that way at all. But obviously with someone that like you're kind of dating or like you kind of meet and you're like, you don't know what it is, obviously there is feelings, because it's the same like as when you're with guys, like you start like thinking about them romantically, sexually, fantasizing about, if you're like me, because I'm a fucking overthinker and daydreamer, fantasizing about certain things that you might do together. And that's like the difference for me. And like obviously I get like a little gut feeling, like little butterflies, and you're like, oh my god, like I really should like this person. It's that kind of vibes, you know what I mean? It's just the same that like what you would get with a man. Because obviously I have a lot of platonic friendships with men, so it's not like every person I meet and I'm like thinking, oh my god, like romantic. So it's kind of like just the same with women, like when you meet someone that your vibes in with. I'm just gonna do my mascara because I definitely can't talk and do that at the same time, so let's get that over with. How do you meet girls? I'm a big girl and I'm pretty femme, find it hard to meet girls. Every girl that I've met and dated, I have met on a dating app. So like Hinge or Bumble or whatever. I've just downloaded this new app. I've not actually made a profile yet. I need to make a profile. I think it's called Her. Someone told me to download it on Instagram. So I'm gonna try that one out. Pretty much obviously because we can't go anywhere at them. Well, we can go out, but like you're not obviously allowed to like mingle with tables and stuff like that. So it's hard to meet people. So at the moment, it's just mainly like through dating apps. I'd say like that's the easiest way to like try it out, like if you are considering, okay, maybe I like, if you're questioning, because obviously it's so readily available to a lot of people if you have a phone, so you can like speak to someone and see how you like it, see how you feel. And yeah, feelings about dating girls and being plus size. I'm struggling with girls seeing me naked. I have like dated all different sizes of girls, like slim girls, bigger girls, short girls, girls my size, because obviously I'm quite tall. And I just feel like it doesn't matter. I feel like a lot of women, like, because we know what our bodies look like, we kind of know what another woman's body might look like, and it's like we all literally have the same parts. Okay, they might look different, but it's like we know what it's like to have a vagina, and we know that they come in different forms and different shapes and different sizes. So I honestly don't feel as much stress about like being naked in front of a woman, because I feel like other women know what it's like the parts that we have, it's like they have them too. Honestly, just think about that, like when you are next scared, like just think we literally all have the same bodies, but just in different shapes and sizes, and all of our bodies are beautiful. And if you're speaking to someone, like, they obviously are attracted to you and like your body, so don't self-sabotage, don't doubt yourself, because you are absolutely beautiful, you're a queen, and our bodies are just like vessels for our amazing personalities, our amazing souls, our amazing spirits. So like, don't put so much pressure on how you look, because the real thing that is the most beautiful about you is your heart and your spirit and your confidence and your kindness and your generosity and all the nice things, you know? This is my look at the moment, guys. Like, I just realized I didn't really talk you through it, but I need to put a lipstick on. This is my go-to lip combo at the moment. I did do a TikTok on it. If you don't follow me on TikTok, what are you doing? Come on. Okay, this is not my pencil that I need. Hold on. Okay, so we line our lips with Morphe Spiffy. Then we take MAC Velvet Teddy. So this is like quite a pinky nude. Pinky brownie nude, but we lighten it all up with NYX Butter Gloss in Creme Brulee, which is pink. You ready? That's my go-to lip at the moment. Okay, last question. I have a boyfriend and only just realized that I'm bi. Is this weird as I'm in a hetero relationship? No, absolutely not. Like, I feel like there's so many people who realize that they are bisexual like while they're in a heterosexual relationship, like with a guy, and that doesn't change anything about your relationship like with your partner. It's literally just like you discovering things about yourself. Doesn't mean like you guys are gonna break up and you're gonna date girls. Like, I think it's amazing that you're learning about yourself, and that's amazing that you've done that whilst being with someone, and hopefully they've helped you to learn yourself more. I honestly don't feel like it changes anything. A lot of people that I know have like figured out that they are bi whilst in a relationship, or are in a relationship with a guy and they're bisexual, and it's like, it's just you being you, you know? It doesn't change anything about your relationship or about your situation with your boyfriend. I think it's beautiful that you've figured that out about yourself, and you're just learning about yourself, because knowledge is power, baby girl. So I can't get over the camera quality. I keep looking at the viewfinder because I think we're looking good. So this is my look. Very like bronzy, highlighty, blushy. I love blusher. Like, oh my god, if you're not using blusher in your routine, I actually put a girl on that I was dating. I was like, start wearing blusher because it's really nice, and she's gonna start wearing it. So all the products that I use will be down below. And I hope like I answered some of your guys' questions. I hope you enjoyed this video. There were so many questions, like so many of you guys resonated with this. So I'm really happy about that. And I'm so happy to be back in front of the camera, because it just feels right. It just feels right. Look out for a lot more videos soon. I hope you're all well. And I'm gonna go now because we're going out for dinner. I'm going to get some Japanese food, have some cocktails. Yeah, baby. So I hope you have a really nice rest of your day wherever you are, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Thanks guys, bye bye.